Welcome to this video. I wanted to share with you this anxiety model that I use when I'm working with people who are experiencing anxiety, and a lot of the time it actually comes up in just general coaching because a lot of people don't realize that the things that are holding them back are actually things that cause them to feel anxious, which is why they don't get to where they want to get to in their life. This particular model, I've added bits to it, but it's not the exact model, but the model comes from Andrew Austin, who's the creator of integral eye movement therapy. IEMT is something that I'm certified to work with as a master practitioner, and it's something that I pretty much use in every session, helping people to overcome negative feelings, and also it's very, very powerful for post-traumatic stress disorder. So in relation to this model, so that you get an idea of where your anxiety might be coming from or how you're experiencing your anxiety. This is called the 3 pillars, but I've added a little bit of extra, pretty much from the experience I have from working with people. So in the middle here, we have the anxious person, okay? And when the person's experiencing anxiety, they can tend to be overthinking a lot. So they can be in their head, watching their thoughts, having those internal conversations, seeing what they see, hearing what they hear, and then feeling anxious. They can be in this situation where they want things to be in control, where they want things to be perfect, where they want to feel safe. So they can actually spend a lot of time overthinking whatever it is they're overthinking that's personal to them in this center part where they're feeling anxiety or they're just overthinking. Now, what can happen is the person can get to a position where they feel safe within themselves, they feel calm, they feel prepared, they feel able to go forth with whatever it is they want to do. And something can happen externally, or someone can say something, or someone could do something, or it might not go the right way, or it might be a disaster. Whatever it is, something can happen, and the person then might experience anger. Or it could be they get frustrated. They may even show the temper or experience rage. It doesn't have to be all of them. It could be any of them, it could be one of them. And then from the feelings of anger, or even if it's mild or severe frustration, they might then look back and feel a sense of regret or even guilt, possibly shame, a sense of sadness. And then what happens is they're back in the center part overthinking, and they can cycle round often. It doesn't have to be every single one of these. It could be one to any of these, which becomes a cycle where they go round through these feelings, and then it can actually lead to depression. And so when I'm working with people who are experiencing anxiety, a lot of people that relate to this model, when you explain it to them, they say, yes, this is exactly what I do in my life. This happens to me. I have one of those feelings. I feel all of these feelings. I get stuck in the middle and I just loop round. And I've been going round for years and years. When people hear this and relate to it, we work through releasing these feelings through the process of integral eye movement therapy. And what can happen is it's actually any of these feelings, any of these experiences from the past that are actually propping up and supporting and holding together the anxiety. Anxiety in the middle, right? The umbrella term, that surface level term that we give to the feelings that we experience within. So if you work around these feelings through this such a rapid, advanced process as an integral eye movement therapy, you can find that this goes. Because really, you're not feeling or triggered by any of these feelings, which then leads to this umbrella term and this habit. Now, where I've seen other people have other triggers, it's where they've got sadness from the past or fear, which was experienced at a younger age or even in their teens, or even more recently. You can have people that come and say, oh, I actually experienced something 2 weeks ago, and they're triggered by this fear, and they don't realize that the overthinking is coming from this seed that's been planted of fear or worry, which then leads to the overthinking. And that can be frustrating. and they might get angry with themselves. So anxiety can be propped up by so many different feelings, and things like low confidence, low self-esteem, even things like embarrassment that's happened in the past, the fear of it happening again can trigger the person to feel anxious. So if you are experiencing anxiety and you want to experience rapid relief, rapid change that lasts, please contact me. If this relates to you, or even if it doesn't and you want to discuss your anxiety some more, this is just one model, one way of working, which I find works very well with people and is extremely powerful and life-changing when working around the feelings, the triggers that cause a person to feel anxious.